welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning back in. Today's look is a rose inspired look. I was inspired by my shirt, and it's a super fun look to do because of the green that I added. It just adds a pop of color, you know. If you wanna, when you wanna go into some color but don't want to do the complete lid, definitely the bottom lash line is the place to go, and it looks absolutely amazing and it's super fun for summer. So if you guys want to know how I did this, go ahead and keep on watching. Due to the length of this video, I decided to do my face prep off camera. So as you can see, these are the products that I used, which was my Pond's Moisturizer, my Smashbox Pore Minimizer, my Skin de Navia, and I filled in my eyebrows with the Anastasia Dip Brow in Soft Brown. Here you see me doing my first step for eyeshadow, which is always applying my soft ochre paint pot. And I apply this all over my lid to color correct and as a primer to make sure my colors pop and stay on all day. So today I'm using the Tartelette palette, and I'm going in with the Color Charmer with a big fluffy brush. And I'm applying this all over my lid. This is going to help with my blending and also to set that soft ochre that I just applied. So first color I'm going to go in with is Flower Child, and I'm going to take a big fluffy blending brush, and I'm applying this as my transition color. Just remember that you don't have to be super precise when applying your transition color. All you really have to worry about is making sure that the edges are well blended out, because you want to have that seamless transition, you know. So again, I just take my fluffy brush and I'm going back and forth and always blending it out when in doubt. And you see me going from one eye to the other, looking up at the camera and looking up in the mirror. So my next step, I'm going to go in with Smarty Pants with a smaller blending brush, and I'm going to apply this right on my crease. The reason you want to use a smaller, more precise blending brush is because you don't want to take this color up. This is going to define my crease more. As you can see, my crease is not very defined, so I have to fake it. And this is the purpose of applying a lighter color than a darker and a darker one, so you can get a good blend, but also deepening and get a depth effect for your eyes. Again, you're going to see me looking up and checking my work. So next I'm going to go in with Sweetheart. And this is an oval blending brush. So this one is even more precise than the other one. The shape of it is kind of round. And I'm going to apply this just to the outer corner of my crease and my lid. You can see I'm making kind of a V shape. And this is where I want to apply the product directly. And then I'll blend out after I have my color application and I'm happy with the intensity of it. So you guys can always see me going back to the other eye and checking my work in the mirror or in the camera. And don't forget that I do edit these videos, so you don't see the exact time that I'm spending blending these out. So feel free to pause and blend when you feel like you need more blending. Don't just try to keep up with the video, you know. We do these videos on a time lapse. Like I said, this video is 20 minutes long, but it takes me about like 45 minutes to complete an eye look. Then I'm going to go back with that blending brush that I applied my transition color with, just to make sure all these edges are nice and blended together. Always go back and, you know, recheck your work kind of. So next I'm going to go in with Rebel with the pointed brush right here. This is a more dense pointed brush to go right into the crease and right in the corner. You can see as the smaller the brushes get, the more precise my application gets to where I want to go. This again is going to make your eyelids appear, I guess you cannot say deep, but you know, it gives you that deep crease effect and definitely gives you more dimension. Next I'm going to go into the color leader. And this, I'm going to use the same pointed brush just to add more dimension yet again to my eye look. You know what? A lot of people do ask, like, why not just use two colors? Why do we keep adding more and more colors? Again, it's all for the blending. Like, trust me, it's worth it in the end. It's not necessarily always true, but in this case, the more colors that I add, the better effect I'm going to get of the blending and the dimension of the eye. So now you see me going in with my Sigma brush to blend out that color. I lightly went back into the color leader just to to kind of grace over the other colors to blend. Like I said, you guys always go back and blend. Whatever brush you feel like it's gonna help you blend out the color you just applied, go for it. But don't try to muddy the colors. Don't try to take that dark way too up. You know, you want to keep it above your crease and in the corner. You see me going over my lid, creating kind of a round effect because I will be cutting the shadow today. That's why I'm bringing it forward to the center of my eye. Look at my face. Look at my face. It's always so funny watching the playback of my videos. Like, I don't realize the faces that I make. But hey, that's with everybody. So back to what I said, we're going to be cutting the shadow today. And I'm going to be going back in with my soft ochre, which has been my favorite to cut. The texture of it is actually perfect to be able to get where you want and not spread. There's some concealers that I've tried that will either crease or they're too runny, so I don't get that nice perfect line. And it all depends to what brush you use. I'm using a small rounded concealer brush to do this. This is called like a detail brush, and it works perfect to do cut creases, anywhere where I need to use either any kind of concealer. The Morphe concealer is also very good for this, but I feel like it's not good at canceling out the color. Like, this soft ochre is good at canceling out the color that it's going over, so that any color that I apply over, the pigmentation is gone and it truly takes the color that I apply on it. So you can just see that I'm not going up too high. It's literally right on my crease, and I'm taking it all the way to the end of my eye, all the way to the corner. So this next step, I'm using my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and I'm going into Peaches and Cream to apply this color with a dense brush right on my lid. I just want to pack on the color to get a nice clean. You see how it totally intensifies it even more? There's no way that I could apply this shadow over my lid without using the soft ochre and it would give me the same effect. That's why it's so important to use a concealer or anything to cancel out the pigmentation under, to get that clean look. So next I'm going to go in with Activist, and this is an even smaller detail brush than the one that I was using to blend. I guess you can say this is not a blending brush. This is just a small detail brush, and I'm going into the corner of my eye to kind of give like an ombre effect on my lid. So you can see I'm being super precise here, and I'm just applying this over and lightly going to blend. I'm going to go over it with another brush to blend. So I'm just doing both eyes like this. So next, like I said, I'm going to do an ombre effect. I'm going to take a light fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into the color Sweetheart, and I'm lightly going to pat over the edge of where I set the dark eyeshadow. And I don't really want to go into the dark because this pink will make it look more gray, and I want to keep that dark intense color. So just make sure I blend it out. Once I'm satisfied, now I'm going to go into the glitz and the glamour. So I'm going to take the Tarte Eye Jewels liner in white gold, and I'm going to apply this literally right on top where I cut my my shadow. This is a tricky step. It's taken me some practice to get it down, and even so, like, it still isn't perfect. You literally just want the lightest amount. You don't want to go overboard, because you can see my right eye, I went a little bit overboard, and I had to go back in with concealer and fix it, and it just took me longer. So I want like a badass wing today. I don't usually do a wing. I'm super terrified and super scared to do wings when I have like a bomb ass like eyeshadow going, because I'm so scared to mess it up, but I have to practice. You can see me here literally like I was so nervous, but I'm going in with my Tarte black eyeliner to do this, and a small liner brush to try to do this. As soon as I see I have like a nice wing right there, I stop and then I just bring it back over. This is all practice. I swear I could not do a wing to save my life like a couple months ago, and it just takes practice. And literally just sitting there and practicing wings everywhere. I was like, okay, all right, I got it. I'm not going to touch that side now. I'm going to go on to the next. Now let's pray that I got all right. Okay, so I did pretty good on both liners, and I'm using Cocoa Lashes in Queen Bee today to complete this look. So next, on to our foundation and our face routine. I'm going to be using my MAC Pro Longwear foundation, which is one of my favorites. I think it's a staple, definitely like something you should have in your makeup bag, in your makeup kit. It's good coverage. People have different experiences with the MAC foundation. I I have nothing but good things to say about it. I love the color. It's one of the foundations that fits me perfectly without having to mix in another color. And it lasts all day. It could be, my primers too, but I really love the MAC foundation. I don't know what I was looking at, but I'm applying this with a beauty blender all over it, and I just want to blend it all in. I'm going to let you guys watch me and my faces as I blend this. And I don't know what the heck I was looking at over there. Something interesting, I guess. So yeah, what else can I say about this foundation? Oh, it has no flashback, which is amazing. That's what you really want to look for in foundations. So this is a really good foundation for my brides or, my quinceañeras. Well, anybody, I don't want them to come in here and then, have flashback and you look good in the daylight, but as soon as your pictures get developed, you look like a ghost. So I do try to try out as many foundations as I can, and I will give you my opinion on the foundations that I have tried. So definitely MAC, I recommend it. It's very good. People have asked me many times what my favorite step in my makeup routine is, and let me tell you, it's definitely concealer. Today I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I definitely think this is my favorite step because your shadow just pops. Not even when you apply foundation, but when you go in and you apply your concealer and you brighten up your face, I love it. It's my favorite part. I live for the concealer. I live for this time in my makeup routine. And you can see me, look at, I'm feeling myself. That's when I really get to appreciate my shadow. So I'm going to be concealing today, contouring with my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Toast. And I am going to apply this at the hollows of my cheek, in my forehead, along the sides of my nose, just anywhere that I want to make smaller. Definitely los cachetes quieren ser más delgados. My nose, definitely we need to work on that being smaller. Another question that I get asked very frequently is what cream contour I recommend, and I always say the LA Girl. I've tried other ones and they've been super hard to blend or just super thick. I get a lot of good feedback from my clients because they feel like their makeup looks super natural. They don't look cakey. And again, it all depends on the products that I use. Like I've said, I've tried many products and I always go back to what I feel looks more natural. Just beauty enhancing. You don't want to look super cakey. And here, let me take a quick selfie. As you can see, I love applying the concealer and the contour. Like definitely my favorite part. Quick selfie para the Snapchat. Add me if you guys haven't added me. My Snapchat is YN Tamayo. And yeah, you guys can check out when I do these tutorials, or sometimes I do little small tutorials on Snapchat as well. So next I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to blend this all out. I am not sure if in my videos I have shown all of myself blending out. Oh, before I go into that, I did forget that I used a NARS concealer in the color Vanilla, which is lighter, right on the high points of my cheekbones. This color is like 2 shades lighter than my actual concealer, but I love it when I want like a fresh look and a younger face. Like sometimes, you want to look more younger, or like it's rose inspired today. So I just wanted to look, I don't know how to explain it, like innocent, young. And so I add this just at that part because it is lighter, and this makes my highlight pop even more. So like I was saying, I don't think I've ever shown you guys how I blended out my nose. I think I usually fast forward or skip through this part. So basically just go over and blend everything out. I also don't want to make this video too long. So I will show you guys for the most part how to do like half of the blending on one side of the face. My concealer. I try to do my concealer first and then I do my contour, because if I do my contour first, then my sponge is full of like brown makeup, and then I'll get the top, all brown and stuff, like under my eyelids and stuff. So do the concealer first. That's my tip. That's how I like to do it. Other people do it differently, but it's all in preference. And be careful with that wing, girl. Do not mess up your wing. So after this, I'm going to apply my Ben Nye setting powder, which is my favorite. You guys, seriously, you're probably tired of me talking about it. It's my favorite. I love it. No flashback. Doesn't smell like a grandma. It doesn't smell like anything. And I just apply this everywhere I applied concealer. And I don't apply this on my contour. That's going to be the bronzer's job, the bronzer's work. So also, you like I said, everywhere that I applied my concealer. Next step is to take my Glam Bronze from L'Oreal. You guys, this bronzer is amazing. It's only $12 and it's huge. It's absolutely huge. I got mine from Target like 8 months ago probably. And I use a big bronzing brush to apply this. I am going to do this in the hollows of my cheeks. It's super natural. It has kind of like a shimmer, like I said, like when I want to look really natural and kind of like a, not dewy, because I don't like to look dewy, I feel like I look oily, but just like a nice, natural, shimmering, let the sun bounce off your face kind of look. This is my go-to bronzer. It's amazing. I really recommend this one for you guys too. And the product that is left on my brush, I'm going to go ahead and remove that setting powder that I just used. And, you know, just check your workout, go down my nose and everything. After this, I'm going to go in with a smaller angled blending brush to do my nose contour. Girlfriend, get that nose right. Make that nose smaller. Yeah. Next, my pH Matchmaker, which could use a little wipe down. As for my blush, this is a really pinkish blush. Sorry. I'm eating candy and it's like messing with me. So I'm using a pink blush. I really, again, wanted to do this look kind of youthful. That's why I'm using a pink blush and not like a mauve, which I usually use. Favorite right here, highlight, you guys, Super Natural Ben Nye Shimmer Powder. Everything about Ben Nye, I love. Everything that I've tried, I've loved. They also have foundations, which work really well on normal to dry skin. My skin is normal to oily, so it doesn't work that well on me, but it's really good for my clients. So I'm applying this. This brush that I'm applying with is actually for concealer, but it's a really good brush for precise application of this shimmer powder. And the reason I love this shimmer powder so much is because you can definitely layer it up and build it up to the intensity that you want. And it's not super like, oh, bam, here's some highlight. It's like a natural glow, like I said, like have the sun bounce off your face. And did you guys see the size of it? This was only like 20 bucks, I think. Girl, another highlighter is like 40 bucks and it's super tiny. Okay, on to the fun stuff. Now we're going to go in with my NYX, or with your NYX, or whatever green eyeliner you have. Mine is in the color Esmeralda, and I'm going to apply this in my waterline as well in the bottom lash line all over, okay? So you can see I've already skipped through this and done it. And this green is amazing. The camera does it no justice. It's how you, I don't know if you guys speak Spanish, but Esmeralda, it's like a ruby. No, it's not a ruby. It's a precious stone. And the color of it is just beautiful. It has a light shimmer. In order to set this, the closest color that I came to that I had in my palettes was from the Smashbox Cover Shop colors, and it's this green. But like I mentioned, the liner that I applied kind of has a shimmer, and this shadow is matte. And I want to go back to that shimmer, so I'm going to take a green color called Bless Her Heart from Sweet Peach that has that goldish shimmer, just to bring that shimmer back from the liner. As you can see, the Sweet Peach is a little bit, it's not as bright as the Smashbox one, but it's okay. You guys can always definitely mix shadows to get the desired effect. So next I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild gel liner, and I'm going to be using the color number 2 from my Anastasia lipstick palette. I decided to use this color. Like I said, my look is inspired by my shirt, and this lipstick color matches perfectly with my shirt. Last step is your setting spray. I'm using Urban Decay All Nighter, and this is my finished look, you guys. Look at me. I'm feeling myself. Yeah, te voy a dar esos ojos. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in for the next video. Oh, okay. Okay. Mm. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna leave it and I'm gonna do the other side.